Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted as always to be joined by Mr. John Nielsen.
Yeah, go on. I'm good.
You all right, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. You're with us? You're in the room? Yeah?
I'm in the room. I'm in the room.
Right, let's go straight to it. Last night, huge heavyweight fight between Daniel Dubois and Joyce. Joyce victorious. What was your assessment of his performance, Dubois' performance?
I think people are too quick to dismiss Joyce's experience as an amateur and the level of opponents he's boxed as a professional. I said it probably 2 days ago or 3 days ago on here that I expect Joyce to win. My worry is he gets hit too much. I thought he beat him up with a jab. He boxed. He used his attributes. He's not the fastest, but he's strong. He used a nice stiff jab. He used his courage and his calm and his experience to beat up Dubois with a jab. Dubois, on the other hand, I thought his repertoire. I thought, you know what, this kid's not bad. It's too early for him, but this kid's not bad. He had hunger. He was going forward. He was putting the pressure on. He was trying to throw the combinations. I had him down by about 1 round to the point of the stoppage. That's my long leaf. I had him down about 1 round to the point of the stoppage. I thought he boxed really good. I just think it was too much. It was too much of a gamble at this point, and Joyce exposed that. So it was probably a shock to the people that believed in the bullshit machine. The bullshit machine is, and I'm not saying Daniel Dubois is bullshit. Daniel Dubois is a very good fighter. But if I keep telling you, this kid's this kid's that, this kid this, this kid that, and without you looking at the facts, you're going to believe my bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? But Daniel Dubois is a good fighter, but he wasn't ready for that point yet. He wasn't ready for that depth yet. Good little test for him. He'll come back stronger. Unfortunately, he's going to be in for a lot of criticism because of the way the fight finished. Again, it's something he's got to learn in our sport, and this is now going to show a true test of his character to see how he deals with the negativity he gets, because he's not had any real negativity, has he? You know, rumors have been spread around what he's done in sparring, and if 90% has been positive, now he's going to get a 90% of negativity thrown at him, and this is going to show the maturity, the strength, and the bounce back ability, which I think he's got. I just think he had to learn a harsh lesson quickly at this point in his career, because what if he did win? And then he was in position to box Alexander Usyk, and I actually look at Usyk now and I think a good heavyweight that can box and move will deal with him. I think you don't want to fail at the highest level. You want to fail at a level where you can come back and get back up there again too. And if he'd have boxed Alexander Usyk for the WO title, then what would he have done? He'd have to say, I'm going to come back and we've got to go to the back of the queue. Dubois will come back. Dubois will develop in the time he should develop. Dubois made a fundamental mistake that he'll regret for the rest of his life in regards to taking the knee and letting the count take him out. And it's easy for us to say, you know what, I wouldn't have let that happen. And I've heard it said before. But you don't know what's going through the individual's head at the time. He was in shock. It was the first time that he was on the receiving end of an arson. And it was the first time he was on the receiving end in competition of what he usually dished out. So it's giving credit to both fighters in Joyce for showing his experience, for showing his skill, for showing his talent that he has. And I'm also giving credit to Dubois, because Dubois showed me a lot more than what I actually thought he had. And now it's going to be a long building process for him. I hope to God that this doesn't break his heart and he falls out of love with our sport because of the backlash he's going to get. Because he is a good fighter. He can fight. It was just too early for him.
Johnny, what is your take? You talk about the ending and Dubois taking a knee. I remember talking to O'Hara Davies not that long ago, about a month ago, and he said something that you don't hear fighters say. He admitted that in the Josh Taylor fight, he quit. Yeah, and you don't really hear fighters come out with that.
I think because unless you've mentally prepared yourself to be stretched out of that place, all of a sudden, when everything keeps going your way, then all of a sudden you're on the receiving end of a beating you've never had, or the receiving end some pain you've never had. It's like you're some kind of privileged posh kid, and you say, "Whoa, stop! I'm not feeling this right now." And so and that is about maturity. That'll never happen again to Danny Dubois. We've all got it in us, but not all of us will go there. And actually, the thing now, you've got to take me out on my shield. Dubois, it was an instinctive move to say, "This is you know what? I'm in deep here." You know, all of a sudden the tables are turned, and I can't carry on. You know, I can't. In his head, his mind had checked out, and his mind had clearly checked out because he knew the count was going. He thought, "I'm done. I'm out of here." It's very hard. It's very hard for a man to do that because he knows the backlash he's going to get. Carl Frampton was spot on with what he said. And I thought the analysis was dead right, but I just think for Dubois, it's not the end of the road for him. Remember, this kid is relatively green, and especially getting in there with you look at the resume of both fighters, look at the opponents, look at the amateurs of both fighters. Then Joe Joyce comes out head and shoulders above, but if you've got a machine that's behind you saying this kid's this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. Of course you're going to believe it. You build them up. If they fall, they're going to fall hard.
When I spoke to Ben Davison earlier, I asked him about that situation with him taking a knee, and he said that he wasn't qualified. He didn't believe he was qualified to give an opinion about that because he didn't believe he was qualified to give an opinion about whether Dubois quit or not.
He quit. He did quit. He didn't. What else did he do? He quit. There's no. He'll speak to you. What did he do? He just said he took the shot, walked 2 steps, and took the knee and looked at him saying, "Nah, I'm out." This was a conscious decision. and quitting sounds like it's a criticism. No, it kind of is. But he did do that. There's no excuse for it. There's no panic as if saying, "I can't see." He did quit. You know, consciously said, "Nah, I'm out of this." He was coherent enough to understand the process of what he was doing. So it's not as though he was hit by shock. So I do get when I'm siding with the word quit, I think it's very harsh. But he quit that moment to say he did, you know. And I like Dubois, and I think he's very talented. I think he'll come back. But on that occasion, he showed a weakness to his character that he can fix.
I think the point that Ben Davison was trying to make was that he's not a fighter, he's a trainer. And I think it's easy for someone who hasn't been in that position to sit on their couch and say this. Listen, Kell Brook had it. Kell Brook has had it in the past where he's been accused of the same thing. So I think what he was saying was, if you're a fighter and you've been through a situation where you've either stuck it out and either ended up getting knocked out or you've done the latter, then you can then have a more valued opinion on that situation. You are a fighter, Johnny. So
you've got two types of fighters where when they get in the ring, they are willing, and I know this sounds ridiculous and probably a bit controversial, are willing to die in there before quitting. You've got other fighters that use common sense, think, "Nah, I want to live to fight another day. I'll take the backlash now. But I want to live to fight another day." They're not defined by our sport. Danny Dubois showed some guts and intelligence to say, "You know what, I quit. You know, I'm going to get it, but I quit." And so I get that. And it's easy for the likes of, I don't know, people like Deontay Wilder to say, I wanted to go out on my face. If I was going to go, I was going to go out clean. It's easy to say that. But would he be able to come back and fight another day? How would that have affected him? The only thing that's affected Dubois now is his pride. And he's got to be thick-skinned because he's going to get a lot of shit.
Well, we hope Daniel Dubois is okay. He went to hospital last night. And haven't heard a proper update this morning. So we do hope...
He just had to learn a public lesson. He had to learn a public lesson. And I think Frank made a gamble. And a gamble, if it had paid off, wow, the machine would have rocked on. You know, and the gamble didn't pay off. You know, he just had to learn a public lesson. It's the ups and downs of our sport. And that's the difference. I think the reason why it's such a shock is because we've seen Dubois in such a destructive manner all the way through his professional career. And then suddenly that to come about, you think, well, where's that come from? What are you? Are you an on-top fighter? Are you a bully fighter? Can you not? You know, it's going to ask you all. You're going to ask all these questions because we've never seen him on the receiving end of a beating. So we won't know if that's a habit. See, fighters, if you get into the habit of taking a knee, if you do it once, you do it twice, then you cannot help. It's going to be a knee-jerk reaction. You can do it 3, 4, 5, every time the pressure's on. Now, this is a mind job for Dubois. Now, Dubois has got to think, right? He's got to have a word with himself. He's got to decide how much he really wants it. And if he wants it enough, he'll take all the shit. He'll take all the stick. He'll take all the criticism. It will affect him, and it'll make him grow up massively because he's now going to see the cruel side of our sport.
I'm just reading here. It's this is a report from the Athletic Box. Daniel Dubois has reportedly suffered a fractured orbital socket and nerve damage.
Right. So if you know something's cracked there and you get hit in it, you think, I don't care about you. I'm done. Weaves it. And you look at when Kel got done. You know, when you knew what had happened to his socket before, and when he got whacked again in the socket, eye socket, automatically think, God, is it happening again? You know, and he done. You know what I mean? I thought, you know what? It's just these are one of those things. If you're getting really hit and really smashed, and you know how bad it is, I've never been hit that hard where I think they've broken a bone in my head. So I can't say how I'd react. I do think naturally human behavior is you're going to protect yourself and you're going to want out of there. But I've never had a bone broken in my head. I just haven't. And that's basically what it is. You fractured a bone in your head. And so it makes you think, how much do I want this? Do I want it enough?
But nevertheless, fantastic performance from Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
Not always the prettiest to watch in the ring, but he's unbelievably effective at what he does.
Yeah, and that's why again, and one of the frustrating things about people giving an opinion on our sport, make sure it's an educated one. Don't take second-hand information, third-hand information. Look yourself. Make your own assessment. Don't get dragged in to the hype bullshit machine. Because if you do, all of a sudden you're gonna think, oh, damn it, why's that happened? Do your research and have a look and think, well, why would that be? You've got to. It's like watching a fight and turning the volume down and not listen to the commentary. You see two different fights. So what you've got to do is you've got to use your common sense and look and think, well, all right, you know. And Joyce, yeah, he might not look attractive in doing what he's doing. He's strong. He's going to get in there to fight Usyk again if it comes off. I think he's made for Usyk. If I'm honest, I think he's made for Usyk. As long as Usyk can stay out of the way of his bombs and the power that he's got, I think he's made for Usyk. But I just think Joyce showed that he's a European champion. And he showed that, look, I'm the best in Europe. This is what I can do. You know, take me to world level, then the questions will be asked.
Okay. Did you watch any of the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones exhibition?
Yeah,
what did you think?
A couple of guys from our gym phoned up. They said, we do that. They were body sparring. Tapping a bit to the head. And what did you expect? You know what I mean? You had two guys, 150, 154. And they tried to turn back time a little bit. They made a bit of dough, and that's what it was. 12-ounce gloves, 8 2-minute rounds. You know what it was. You know, people are getting mixed up and thinking of the old Roy Jones and thinking of the old Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's 54. Roy Jones is 51, I think. 51. So these guys, they're old men. And they basically body sparred with a few taps of the head. They never said it was anything else. And they made sure it was a small ring for the entertainment. I saw it. And then you saw a great line. I'd love to be able to use it somehow. Snoop Dogg, when he said, one thing, no, 2 things you can't play at. Fighting and the pimp game. And pimping. And I started laughing, the fight game and the pit and pimping. Because when he was talking about Jake Paul's fight and against, was it Robinson?
Mate Robinson.
Yeah, Ray Robinson. And he's funny, man. I like him. They should get him in. They coloured it up a little bit with his passion for that side of our sport. But again, you can't play boxing. You know, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, who were the best fighters in the world, they went in there. They had to drop it to the body. They couldn't fight how they really want to, how they used to be able to fight, because as old men, we're going to get damaged. Then you see the young guys like Dubois and Joyce last night. That's fighting. That's fighting. You know, so we saw 3 levels: novice, we saw retired, and we saw upcoming advanced.
Well, yeah, a lot of talking points from yesterday. But, yeah, this is just a quick one, Johnny, to get your reaction. How are you other than that? All right?
All good. I'm cooking some dinner today. I'm like head chef. That's how I roll. My daughters and my nieces and their children. I'm head chefing. It's my bubble. Right. My bubble's great. And I'm great company.
I've heard.
Where was you last week? I got your thing for you. Your little pink number.
I'll be at Saunders Murray next week.
No problem.
Unless they've got rid of
I'll dash it down through the bag.
Unless they got rid of you for that.
Yeah, well, I'll get a job as a cleaner or something like that. So I'll dash it down in a bag. Just like that.
Because I can kind of see you, but I can't go near you.
I'll throw it to you. I'll spray the bag so you don't get no COVID pass-ons.
Put chocolate in there as well, please.
Okay, I'll get you an advent calendar.
Yeah, stick that in there.
For the child.
Child won't be here for December.
Whatever.
Right.
Till it pops out.
I want it. Johnny, we'll catch up with you definitely next week for Saunders Murray back in the bubble. So appreciate your time as always.
Peace. All right, see you later, G.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.